Dharma, your efforts in combating modern slavery have the guidance of Mr. Thohir, who is in our audience. As a leader in the Indonesian energy industry, how has Adaro Energy leveraged its influence and resources to address instances of modern slavery? Speak to us also about how you drive advocacy efforts aimed at eradicating this issue across the sector.
Okay, so I think, first of all, right, so Pak Boy, so when you say Pak Garibaldi, we also, Pak Boy is also interchangeable, so if I say Pak Boy, I mean Pak Garibaldi. So we did the Bali Tech Forum, as Pak Boy mentioned in his speech earlier, and I think it actually, I was listening to the previous panel, and actually a lot of the similar themes are raised, right? So the previous panel talked about telcos, for example. In Narut Bali Tech Forum, we had the chairman and the director of operations of one of Indonesia's largest telco talk about the same problems, right? Which is, how do we stop the online scams and such. So I think the Bali Tech Forum showed us that technology can play a pivotal role, right, in helping prevent this. And also in Adaro, we have a set of procedures on our supply chain. Just a simple anecdotal example is we're building a wind plant, a wind power farm, and our supplier selection actually is we're very cognizant and very conscious of avoiding names that might be linked with human trafficking and so forth. So it's got conscious practice on our part. So again, technology can play a pivotal role, right? I think we need to embrace the technology side of it, both on raising awareness and on prevention. But I also want to point another thing, which is, and I'll start with a little bit of a story. So 2 years ago, when I started this journey with the Bali process, we went to Adelaide, right? And I'll come back to the theme, but I'm not by any means a celebrity, but I have like 200,000 Instagram followers, so I posted, I'm in Adelaide, Bali process, right? And the first 10 texts I received was like, oh, are you in Bali? Let's meet up, right? So, which goes to show that people don't understand and are not aware of the Bali process and what it's about. So the story is just there to illustrate that, raising awareness is still a very, very key part of what we must do. And again, in Bali Tech Forum, one of the things we did, we invited one of Indonesia's actual celebrity, right? She has 9 million followers, so she posted it and instantly got 200,000 likes, right? But it's not only social media, we also invited traditional media, right? We invited the chief editors of Indonesia's largest media companies, and obviously made the news, right? Again, raised awareness both in the traditional media and social media. So I actually love that we're doing this in a TV studio, which is sort of fits the theme. Right.
Fantastic.
And thanks to Shivan for it.
Dharma, I'd like to come to you. You spoke earlier about how imperative it is to recognize the power of media, digital technology platforms in raising awareness about human trafficking, modern slavery. Dharma, technology can be both a driver of and a potential solution to modern slavery. But increasingly, we're seeing how technology is being exploited and how the victims are increasingly not those who are illiterate or don't have any digital literacy. It's quite the opposite. So how do we bridge this gap?
So I think technology is a tool, right? So again, I think we need to acknowledge that both from the Bali Tech Forum, previous panels and all that, right? Technology is a tool, right? If you don't use it, the other side will use it, right? So to speak, and then you lose half the battle already. So I think we need to, in terms of fighting against this, you need to have the level playing field, if you will, by having technology on your side as well. But I agree with you that it's not enough, right? I think in the end, we believe that the root cause also needs to be addressed, right? Which is, again, opportunity, as Dr. Andrew Forrest mentioned, Mrs. Bayat also mentioned economic developments, right? So I think the root cause of it in each of our respective countries, in each of our respective businesses and communities and networks. We need to spend effort, right, and continually develop the economic opportunities, right? If the opportunities are there, no matter the technology, right, people won't go, right? The other point I also want to point out is, I think as businesses, and it's very heartening to see a lot of leaders here, we need to show the way, right? We need to, sort of lead the way, but we can't do it ourselves either, right? So I think we need to work closely with governments, we need to work closely with NGOs, right? Foundations, etc., to make sure that, again, right, the supporting regulation is there, the awareness is there, right? Just because people receive an online scam, if they know something about it, then they might not click the link or they might not go deeper down the rabbit hole, right? So I think it's hard to have I don't think there's a silver bullet in this instance, but I think it's a series of work streams, if you will, that we all have to pursue.
Thank you.